So what's going on, guys? I'm BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another Zombies Q&A on the channel, the series where I take your questions from the comment section below to do the zombie storyline, Easter eggs, and I answer them. As always, if you go on to enjoy today's video, don't forget to drop a like rating, make sure you are subscribed, but let's get into this. Here we go, and enjoy. So the first question I have for you today is from Darth Jacob, and you say, if Treyarch is merging zombies with the campaign and multiplayer in this new universe, then is the Black Ops 2 campaign still canon to this story? And if so, what could have happened to the zombies in the year 2025? So this is a really interesting idea. It's something I hadn't thought about. Whereas previously zombies in the campaign were separate, we had campaign characters existing in the zombies universe and zombies characters in the campaign universe, but they were always totally separate. Whatever took place in zombies, that doesn't mean it happened in the campaign. But now, in Cold War, Treyarch have merged the two. Zombies and the campaign take place in the same universe. That's why we see characters such as Kravchenko, Woods as a playable character, and then we have Samantha, who is now an operator we can use in multiplayer. So the universes are one, but Black Ops Cold War takes place after BO1 and before BO2. It is canon, a part of the Black Ops universe, meaning BO2 comes after Cold War. That game still happened, but would that mean things would have turned out differently? Cold War takes place during the 80s. Certain BO2 missions were set during the Cold War, but then other ones are in the future in the year 2025, which we are getting close to now. Let's just admit it, the year 2025 is going to look nothing like what we see in BO2. But yeah, it's an interesting idea to think, since Black Ops Cold War is canon, it is now a part of the campaign universe. Is there any chance it could have affected anything that takes place in that game? I mean, the obvious answer is no, because we would have seen that in BO2. You can say, well, Black Ops Cold War wasn't thought of during the time of BO2, but it's still canon. So clearly, by the year 2025, it could be that the zombies just don't exist anymore. That's why they're not mentioned in that game. We don't know how far along the zombie outbreaks are going to continue. Will this storyline come to an end in Black Ops Cold War, or will it be something Treyarch will carry on for another 10 years like they did the last story? It's definitely something to think about, but by the time Black Ops Cold War ends, that could also be the end of this zombie story. Honestly, I don't know. Right now, I can't see what the ending could be, other than they stop all of the outbreak zones and send everything from the Dark Ether back to it, but there's a lot more going on that we've yet to find out. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about that question in the comment section below. The next question is from Damien Benrose, and you actually give me two questions here. I'm going to answer both because they're pretty short. In the first one, you say, does anybody know Samantha's mum's name? And the answer is no. We only know her father, who was Ludwig Maxis. Her mother died during childbirth, so we don't know who her mother was since she died as soon as Samantha was born. Her stepmother, for a while, was Sophia. That was during the time of Black Ops 1. Her and Maxis were kind of a thing, so I guess you could say, sort of, she was Samantha's stepmother. And then for your second question, you say, who was Eddie's parents? He's in a similar situation to Samantha, however, both of his parents died. In the Canorium, it tells us on July the 17th, 1898, Edward Richtofen's parents die. And then if we skip forward a few pages to 1906, it tells us Richtofen began his studies at Heidelberg University under the tutelage of Dr. Ludwig Maxis. Having lost his parents, Richtofen comes to view him as a father figure. Now this is referring to the Primus version of Richtofen. Both of his parents died in 1898. What age he would have been then, I'm not sure. We never actually find out what Richtofen's age was, the Primus or Ultimus version. His exact age, we can make guesses. If I did have to guess, I think it would have been about 10 years old when he lost both of his parents. How they died is a mystery. I'm assuming it was at the same time. So was it some kind of tragic accident? It wouldn't have been the zombies that killed them, but something must have happened if they both died at the same time. So yeah, Richtofen and Samantha actually have a similar story. It's just that Richtofen lost both of his parents, whereas Samantha lost one, and Samantha never actually knew her mother since she died during childbirth. The next question, which is from Jay, says, didn't 5 have 2 different endings? If so, are there any other maps like that? So yes, 5 did have 2 outcomes. There isn't actually an Easter egg on 5, there is on Classified, but we play with different characters then. It's on 5 where we play as JFK, Robert McNamara, Richard Nixon and Fidel Castro, and in terms of the storyline, there are 2 different outcomes. Either they die or they survive. Again, referring to the Canonium because everything in here is fact, as a part of the normal cycle, the characters lived. It reads, in the Pentagon, JFK, Richard Nixon and Robert McNamara meet with Fidel Castro in the aftermath of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Due to the events at the Cosmodrome, a zombie outbreak occurs. Samantha sends Yuri to the Pentagon to thwart their survival. After Gersh is freed and Ultimus depart from the Cosmodrome, the outbreak ends at the Pentagon. All 4 survive. So as a part of the regular cycle, which was from World at War to Black Ops 3, Nact to Rev, all 4 of the characters lived. However, if we skip to the end of the Canorium, as a part of the Fractured Universe, it tells us, hiding in a closet at the Pentagon, McNamara records a message confirming that JFK, Richard Nixon and Fidel Castro have died as a result of the zombie outbreak. He dies moments later. And if we listen to a radio we can find in Revelations, we hear this exact event go down.
This is Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara. I am transmitting on a secure channel in the most dire of circumstances. The Pentagon is under attack from an unknown enemy. As of this moment, I am safely ensconced inside a janitor's closet. Unfortunately, I fear the President and the VIPs may not have found similar safe haven. From what I have observed, our attackers may be blighted by some kind of sickness. Either that or they're just dirty hippies under the influence of hallucinogenic substances. I can only hope that this message will bring rescue. Until then, please, pray for me.
So yes, in 5, there are 2 different outcomes. The crew either survive or they die. To answer the second part, are there any other maps like this? Well, going off the top of my head, I can't think of any. In a way, maybe you could say the Giant or Doris, but not really. As a part of the cycle, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey are awoken, and then they go with Richtofen to Shinonuma, where they collect his diary. They then travel back to Doris, where they fight off the undead, and then go to their next location, which is Kino der Toten. In the Giant, Takeo, Dempsey and Nikolai aren't awoken, hence why you hear them say in the intro cutscene, the test subjects must not be awoken, but it's not really the same. The Giant takes place at the point where the whole universe is fractured with the killing of Richtofen. So really, no. I can't think of any other map that has 2 different outcomes or 2 endings. I guess Mob, the cycle either continues or is broken, but that's it. Big Smack says, the real question is, who was the girl laughing in Cold War when you get the teddy bear? So when I first read this, I was super confused because I thought, I haven't or I can't remember a girl laughing in Cold War, let alone when we get the teddy bear. You convinced me that this was something that happened. So I went into game, spun the box until all of the weapons went. I got the bear, the rabbit, and dude, I don't know what you're on about. This is not a girl laughing. This is the same voice that we hear when you get max ammo or insta-kill. It is the announcer of zombies. We don't know who this guy is yet, but it's definitely not a girl. Yeah, what? Are you sure you're playing the right game? No, but in all seriousness, there are a few instances where we do hear a girl laugh. An Outbreak, whenever we shoot the orb that moves around, we hear a little girl laugh or scream. I'm pretty sure on Firebase C, when you do the Easter egg with the teddy, and you're teleported to that room of the crate, a girl screams as well. The easy answer would be to say this is Samantha, but that wouldn't make sense for the Cold War zombie story, so we don't know who it is. Maybe some random girl trapped in the dark ether. I think it's something we don't look into, but hey, it's zombies. We look into absolutely everything. Honestly though, I don't think there's a meaning. So guys, there we go, that is it. That is all I have for you for today's video. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have anything to do, drop me a like rating if you want to. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos. Leave any questions you have in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, goodbye.